People are understanding something, are bringing peace in their lives. And you can be a part of the magic regardless of where you are. Buonasera. And we are here, of course, from many people's perspective, they want to hear about peace. And they have heard that that's what I talk about peace. But you see, it's a little bit difficult to talk about peace without talking about you. Because just so happens that the peace dwells in you. And the peace that I am talking about is in reference to you. I know the definitions of peace that you have heard are not in reference to you. They are in reference to the world. World peace. But I'm not here to talk about world peace. I'm here to talk about us. About you, about me. Who are we? What are we? There's a lot of us, no question. Over 6 billion people on this face of this earth. There's a lot of us. But who are we? Have you thought about that? What is so special about us? Truly, what is so special about us? Have you ever looked at a thunderstorm? It's powerful, powerful, huge. 60,000 feet. 65,000 feet. Enough electricity to drive a city for days. Powerful. So, in relation to a thunderstorm, would you say, what are we? I mean, in relation to a thunderstorm, nothing. So, what's so special about us? Have you seen a mountain? Powerful, strong. And in relation to the mountain, who are we? What are we? Well, I mean, what's going on here? It seems to me mountain is much better off. The ocean is much better off. It's huge, massive, powerful. So what's our forte? What's our forte? And it is true that a thunderstorm is extremely powerful. But we have one thing that the thunderstorm doesn't have. A mountain is very powerful, but we have one thing that the mountain doesn't have. The ocean is very powerful, but we have one thing that the ocean doesn't have. The wind is very powerful, but we have one thing that the wind doesn't have. What is it? Oh, don't worry, I'll tell you. This is not really a test. Choice. Mountain doesn't have a choice. It cannot say, it's a little cold here. I'm going over there. It's powerful, it's strong, but it doesn't have a choice. The ocean is powerful, it's strong, but it doesn't have a choice. There are laws, there are principles that govern everything that happens in the ocean. The wind cannot just decide, let's see, I haven't been there for a while, I think I'll go there. No, it is whatever happens to that wind is decided by the principles of nature. On one hand, we too exist because of principles of nature. But amongst all those, we have one thing which makes us exceptional. And that is that we have a choice. Now, some of you are sitting there thinking, how can that be? Do we really have a choice? Do we really have a choice? I mean, isn't it? Some of you I know are like, well, no, we don't really have a choice because God has already decided what's going to happen and we're just a puppet and whatever the God says, that's what's going to happen, so we don't have a choice. And some of you are like, well, do we really have a choice? Because ultimately, whatever we end up doing is because we don't have a choice. But we do. We do have a choice. And what we choose makes the difference in our lives. So, that's it. That's it. We have a choice, and what we choose makes the difference. So, good night. Finished? No. Not quite. Not quite. Because if we have a choice, how do we choose? How do we choose? If you choose consciously, being aware, you will make the right choice. And if you choose through unconsciousness, you will make the wrong choice. I know this sounds very serious, but it's not. It's fun. It's fun to be alive. It is fun to be conscious. It is fun to be aware that you exist. It is fun to know that the miracle of miracles is taking place inside of you. That this most magnificent of gifts, called the breath, is coming into you. It's easy to forget. Why is it easy to forget? Because most of the time we're not really conscious. Why are we not conscious? Because actually we have worked very, very hard. We have worked incredibly hard in our lives so that our lives would be on automatic, not manual, automatic. And when we have achieved a level of automation where the life every day is just perfect in our concept, then we have achieved what? Success. We are now successful. All this has something to do with peace. I'll get to it. All this has something to do with peace. Because to understand the peace in your life that exists, you have to be aware. And you have worked very hard, very, very, very hard, so you don't have to be aware. It can just function everything on automatic. My goodness. My goodness. I was reading an article. There's a motor car company that's going to come out, and hopefully within the next 3 years, they're going to have a car that will drive itself. They actually have prototypes already, but this one they're going to be releasing so that you can just sit there. And close your eyes in the middle of the freeway and be rest assured everything will be fine. For me, I'm going to have a difficult time doing that. But we have worked so hard. So hard. And here today I am talking about not automation, but choosing every single day. Choosing with that choice that we have that makes us different than that ocean, than that mountain, than that tree, than that cloud. To choose every single day contentment, clarity, joy, peace. every single day? Yes, every single day. Based on average 70 years, you live 25,550 days. Simple math. How many are gone? How many are left? So, do you know what day it is today? Do you? Some people are going, oh, it's Wednesday? Thursday? That's when you think unconsciously, that's what it is. When you think consciously, then you know what day it is today? Today is the first day of the rest of your life. First day of the rest of your life. So if you are 30 years old, you've had 30 years to get ready for this day. If you're 40 years old, you've had 40 years to get ready for this day. If you're 50 years old, you've had 50 years to get ready for this day. And if you're 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, that's how many days you've had to get ready for this day. Are you ready? Were you ready for today when you got up in the morning? All right, forget about today. Tomorrow. Domani. Tomorrow. Will you be ready for tomorrow? Will you be ready? Or is it going to be, what different restaurant are we going to go today? Some people will judge the value of tomorrow as they have today in how many projects they got to complete. Goals that they had set forth maybe the day before for today. Yesterday was the planning day for today, and today's success depends on all those things. Did they get accomplished or not? And of course, today was mostly spent planning for tomorrow. So, what is the value of today for you? You have heard this word called a moment. Have you not? Moment. How long is a moment? Do you know the value of this? For most people, no. Why? Because we are so enamored with tomorrow. Think, we say, think of the future. Think of the future. Learn from the past. Basically, it's like this. You have 3 homes. Everybody has the address to the middle home. All your letters come to the middle home. But you live either in the home that's over that way in the past, or in the future home that's on the other side. And therefore, you are very lonely because nobody writes to you. I mean, you know, people in this world, they ask this question, and they've been asking it for a very, very long, and they still ask this question, why am I here? There's only 2 kinds of people in this world. Those who have asked the question and who have not yet asked the question. But they're going to ask it. Well, why am I here? This is it. You want excitement in your life? Then understand the value of this. This is exciting. This is exciting. So you're saying, wait. You're crazy. This is too quick. What? I mean, why are you interested? Why are you doing this? What is in this? This is too quick. How can I know the value of this? I have an example I use. Have you ever tried to kill a fly? I know there are spiritual people here who will say, never, but everybody's tried to kill the fly sooner or later. I have. Why is it so hard to kill a fly? A fly is what? This big? I am this big. I'm so smart. I'm so intelligent. My reactions are quick. My eyes are still good. So I pick up the fly swatter and I go and I wait to find the perfect moment. And I go. And how sure are you that you got the fly? You are 100% sure you got the fly because you're looking for the dead fly. But the fly is... And you're like, how could that happen? It is not a question of you being fast or slow. The fly is seeing you come in slow motion. So even as you are coming, the fly is cleaning itself, going la 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 la. As you're going, it is a question not of speed, but how quickly the fly can perceive, because it's looking at a frame rate that's totally different. Snail, on the other hand, is exactly backwards. Snail doesn't see you till you stop. To the snail, it's like, wow. People just appear and disappear. Because it's only when you are going really slow, the snail goes, oh, there you are. When you are walking, you're gone. Wow. That's the difference. When we too are unconscious, and I'm not talking about how it should be, but I'm talking about how it is. That you have been given this gift of life. Do you consider it a gift? Oh, you know, for 99.9% of the people, it's a gift when everything is good. Stocks go up, thank you. Stocks go down, why me? I see it. I have been talking about this subject for 40 years plus. And I have seen it. The good times come, followed by bad times. Then the good times come again. And then the bad times. And then the good times come. And then the bad times. What happens? How can this be? It's called reality. When people live in a cloud, you know, in America, somebody wanted to buy a house. You go up to the bank, say, I would like to buy a house, and the bank would say, only one? Sure, you don't want two, don't three, buy four. Probably the person would look at his wife and go, honey, you want to buy 4 houses? No problem, no problem. Everybody's so proud. Look at our economy. We're doing so good. And I'm like, take it easy. Have some patience. Because when we do not acknowledge our facts, whether it's economics, whether it is government, or it is a personal life, when facts are not acknowledged, disaster is on its way. Disaster seeks unconsciousness. It does. In Japan, there was this horrible tsunami. So many people lost their lives, lost their home. It was so sad, so sad. But did you know that there was a stone placed on the side of a mountain? And you know what that stone said? Do not build below this point. Very old stone. Do not build below this point. Acknowledgement of reality. Somebody from the graciousness of their heart, from the kindness of their heart, put that little sign there, do not build below this point. They didn't know who was going to read it. But did people read it? Did people acknowledge it? If victory loves preparation, if victory loves preparation, then disaster loves unconsciousness. What is your definition of disaster? What is your definition of disaster? Don't have to answer. Just think about it. I'm not going to mind read. It's okay. This is a point I want to make. My point is that this day that just went by will never again come in my life. Never. Never. Never, ever, never. And if I wasted it, what should I call it? Success? A disaster? Because this, your existence, my friends, is the most precious commodity there is. That's what we have forgotten. Another human being, the basic value that that person is alive and I am alive, we have forgotten. Now we have scales, we have measurement scales. How old are you? How young are you? We have measurement scales. How educated are you? How uneducated are you? How poor are you? How rich are you? How successful are you? How unsuccessful are you? To understand the gravity, simply the gravity, that today will never come again. I'm not trying to make you feel sad. I'm trying to make you prepare. Because the kindness is, another one will come. Tomorrow, you will be given a gift. The most exquisite gift anyone could ever give anyone will be given to you. What are you going to do? So I'm just talking about days, right? Let me get to another point now. Let me get to the breath. You're breathing, right? I hope so. Now, have you ever given any attention to your breath? Have you? I ask one question of people, I say, what was it? What was it when you were born? Say if you were born in a hospital, what was it that allowed you to come home and not to the morgue? Do you know what it was? It's because you were breathing. And do you know? Do you know what the end will be? Not trying to scare you. Not trying to make it negative. Might make it very positive here, actually. You know what it is? Again, it is the breath. Not too long ago, actually, somebody called me and said, so-and-so is dying. And I said, well, how do they know? They said, well, they're going to pull the plug. This person is brain dead, they're going to pull the plug. I said, yeah, well, if they pull the plug and the person is still breathing, they're still alive, aren't they? So no, the doctor said they won't be alive anymore, so they're going to pull the plug. So they were ready. Everything was ready. The party that was ready, everything was ready, and they pulled the plug. I was in Peru. The person was in America, I was in Peru, and I said, what if they pull the plug and the person is still breathing? What are they going to do then? That's exactly what happened. They pulled the plug, the person was still breathing. If you are lying in a hospital and you know all the machines they have, the EKG machines, they all say you are dead, but the doctor looks at you and you're still breathing, what do you think the doctor is going to do? Kick you and say, hey, you're dead. No, you are not broken, the machine is broken. And if there is maybe the nurse hooked up the guy next to you to your machine, and you are gone, and the machine shows you're still alive, but it's really your neighbor, the doctor isn't going to come to you and say, hey, you're supposed to be breathing. No, the confusion will be sorted out quickly. Oh my God, he's hooked up to that. You started with your breath, you're going to end with your breath. Every day you breathe. Do you understand the value of that breath? The day you become aware of your priceless gifts is the day peace will begin to dance around you. Because you will understand not the severity of failure, but the joy of success. That's the true success. This is not a scale. The scale is already tipped. You are alive. That's it. You feel poor? You're the richest. because you are not aware of the simple gifts you have been given. So, how do you get to peace? That's how you get to peace. By becoming aware. Wow. Wow. I am so blessed. Not every 2 minutes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I need a miracle. It's happened. You are alive. I call that a miracle. People will go, you're crazy. You're crazy. How can you call that a miracle? It is. For you, obviously, the ultimate miracle. Why do I call it a miracle? I mean, miracle. Why do I call it a miracle? Oh, excuse me. I don't want to offend you, so I'll just use me. You see this? I'll be politically sensitive. You see this? You see this? You know what this is? You know what this is? Dust. You know all that stuff you clean in your house that you call dust? You know what that is? Mostly this. When this breath stops, you are 70% water. Where do you think water is going to go? Where do you think water is going to go? Evaporate, join up with the water, where it came from. Water loves to do that. Water just absolutely loves to do that. You take water, put it in a pot, turn the heat all the way up, and guess what the water does? Steams away, escapes. What does it leave in the pot? All the minerals. And you go, I burnt the water. Water is gone. Into the vapor. To join again, back to the ocean where it came from. That's 70% gone. This, dirt, 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 dirt. So why am I calling you a miracle? The dirt can talk. Don't you think it's a pretty good miracle that dirt can talk? The dirt can think. The dirt can laugh. The dirt can smile. The dirt can cry. The dirt can dance. Oh, the dirt can even call other ones dirt. That's why it's a miracle. You have it. But are you aware of it? Unless you are not, you know. If you are, you know. So what do you know? What should you know? And most importantly, does your heart not yearn for that peace? Does your heart not yearn for that contentment? Does your heart not yearn to be happy? You know what the beauty is? Getting peace, being happy, being content is the name of the same animal. You get one, you get the other one, other one, other one, other one. They're like all relatives. It's not just one arrives. When one arrives, they all arrive. Just like it is with confusion, with doubt, with pain, with suffering. They're all related. When one arrives, they all come. Uninvited, of course, but they all come. Confusion brings doubt, brings suffering, brings agony, brings misery, brings, you seen people? And joy? They all come. Not one, they all come. The peace comes, the beauty comes, the contentment comes, the fulfillment comes. They all come. And your job is to get them to stay. Attract them so they don't leave your house. If you want to attract a bee, put out some sugar water, something sweet. If you want to attract peace, put out the allurement of consciousness, of awareness. Now, do you think there is a shortage of good-willed people on this earth? No, there's no shortage. So then, why all these wars? Why all these problems? Simple. No consciousness. No consciousness. No awareness. No awareness what you mean to yourself, what the fellow human being means to you. Just awareness of, here is the cause, we should kill them all. The cause becomes bigger than the human being. You see this prison video you watched? I went there. At the beginning of the year, that was one of my first events. One of them. I went there. I don't look at them as people who have done something wrong. That is the job of the law and the judge. And the law did it, The judge sentenced them, put them in prison. I went to see human beings. Excuse me, I went to see human beings, not prisoners. I went to see human beings. And even though they were behind bars, and what I would consider to be one of the most hopeless situations, when I asked them to be aware of their existence, they found hope. And they found freedom. And they found peace. And they found excitement. And most importantly, they found themselves. How many of you have heard, know thyself? Come on. Come on. Come on. Know thyself. And it means? And it means? Know yourself. Why would you be interested in knowing yourself? I mean, why? Because what you are looking for is inside of you. We create huge structures in glory of God. We do. In India, they built temples as high as they can build. In the West, they build cathedrals as high as they can build. Mosques as high as they can build. And I just ask one simple question. What about the God that resides inside of you? I call that the divine. Would you like to hear my definition of divine? Of course, I was going to give it to you anyways. Even if you didn't want to know. You see, have you ever looked out into the sky, seen all these stars? Ever looked at the magazine with the pictures of all those galaxies and the planets and all the stuff going around and around? And without a beam, without a foundation, without a pillar, here's this earth just going, woo, no jet engines, no cockpit, no rotors, no wings, nothing, just going around and around. And there's a lot going on. I mean, a lot going on. Things are being destroyed into dust. By the way, same dust. This is where it all came from. And then that dust taken, and all of a sudden, the next thing you know, it is becoming a planet. The same thing destroyed even further and further and further, and the next thing you know, it's glowing red hot. And it becomes something else and something else. And being destroyed and created and moved and changed, and courtesy of the divine. This dirt talks, walks, dances, cries, smiles, courtesy of the divine. And this breath coming into you and going out of you, the courtesy of the divine. And this thing called life, the courtesy of the divine. That's who I call divine. All I say to people, I'm not against any religion. I'm not against any religion. I'm not against any ritual. All I say is, will you please acknowledge and experience the divine that resides within you. So convenient. I mean, so convenient. Wherever you go. Airlines, they want more money for your luggage. No problem. Within you, in the heart of every single human being. Feel. Acknowledge. This is what life is. This is what life is. Not your ideas of those calendars. That's not life. I was looking at a calendar today. And I was looking at it, and then I realized it was the wrong month. Because I don't know if you have looked at the calendars, they look so similar. Just a bunch of dates on squares. And yet each one of those represents your day. And that empty cube is not what I want my life to be represented by. I want it to be represented by something else, and that is fulfillment, acknowledgement of this life, understanding that. And then, all the responsibilities I have, I'm ready for it. You thought I was just saying, yes, this is all you should do, and then forget about your responsibilities. No, 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 no. I don't want to get rid of the presidents. Yes, if they're going to be presidents, then yes, they're going to be presidents, and that's fine with me. But I want the presidents of the countries to be people who are happy themselves and not afraid to bring happiness to their citizens. That the governments focus on the happiness of the people. The time has come for that. The time has come for that. Because everything else has been tried, and we have been doing it for quite a few thousand years. Everything that we are doing these days has already been done for quite a few thousand years, and it did not work. It did not work. You know, if your child fails, I was saying this at one of the events, if your child fails 1 year, you go, he's a little slow. 2 years he fails in the same class, he's extra slow. 3 years he fails in the same class. Well, at least by the time he gets to 5 years, he has failed in the same class. You should start feeling sorry for yourself as a parent, because that's your child. Something wrong. Systems have been failing for thousands of years, and we keep pushing for the same thing. Not a smart move. The difference I'm proposing, give peace a chance. It's never been given a chance. Never, never. Except you do hear in the history once in a while, there was peace, and then there was prosperity, and everybody lived very nicely, and it was a really good king, and then he died. And that was it. Just little specks. But it has come, time has come to give peace a chance. And it does not begin with the government, it does not begin with the leaders, it begins with you. You have to give peace a chance in your life. So let's see now. I talked about you, and I've talked about peace. And I think I have made a fairly good connection that it is you who needs peace. And how can you get peace? Very easy. Begin to acknowledge what you have. That's all. Shocked? You wanted something more complicated, didn't you? I'm sorry. It's really easy. It's really easy. Acknowledge what you have, because you are so busy acknowledging what you don't have. Acknowledgement you do. Of course you do. How do you go about acknowledging? I wish. 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 Just change that wish, wish, wish to I know, I know, I know. And you will be successful. Believe me, you will be successful. So I've talked for an hour and 4 minutes and told you what you already knew. You did know the divine was in you, no? I hope that didn't come as a shock. And the peace was not that far away from you. And then all you had to do was know thyself. That's all I said. No big debate is needed. Acknowledgement is needed. Not because I said so, because you knew so. That's the point here. I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to prove. Enjoy your life. Be ready for tomorrow, and for day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. And I wish you all the success, because today is the first day of the rest of your life. Thank you very much, and good night.